Why is mantra chanting important? It is purely because of brain not in order. All the neurons were firing in different directions, and so they were not in sync, as a result of which there was no, whatever you do requires a focus, and that focus is basically neurons firing together. Particular task, for a particular task there are specific neurons. If they don't fire together, they don't wire together, and when they don't wire together they would not create an outcome of your effort. So that's what it is. So my mother, I was saying, mother, don't want to chant, and for a whole life I was. He said, my mother said, you know what, your brain is full of junk. That's why that's why you need to chant. And she said, okay. So why this? What is this chanting? He said she took me to one of the jewelers nearby, next to our home. He said, look at this jeweler. Whatever ornaments you give him, he sonicates them. Sonicates mean he put in a ultrasound vibrator. There is a ultrasound vibrator. If you put that gold ornament in that, and it that fellow sonicates it for a while, it comes out shiny, completely shiny. You don't need to do electrolysis on that. You just get that. So that is the beautiful way of explaining why mantra chanting is now. So those mantra chanting has a lot of spandan. Spandan is the word, um, in Kashmir Shaivism. There is the entire knowledge storehouse on spandan. It's Kashmir Shaivism is unbelievable, great on that. Abhinav Gupta is the one who is one of the Kashmir saints. He has standardized this whole concept of spandan. And spandan or intonation, why in Tibetan culture you will find those Tibetan monks, Buddhist monks there. They can make vibration from their throat, which are which you have never you I can't make those vibrations. They are so fantastic. Now those are the ones which can rewire your brain easily. Similarly, gongs in the temple sonicates, figuratively speaking, our apparatus called the brain, and that cleans up the. So there are lots of synaptic pruning also happens with the gong. Synaptic pruning means aberrant, negative, non non output driven synapses are also take place, because if you constantly think negative, there's some negative negative thinking synapses will all neurons will wire together, and then they will fire together into becoming more and more negative. So there is no role for negativity in the world. So when you go and visit the temple, my mother used to always say that you go sit there, just don't worry about praying there, just go inside and sit there. So I used to sit there and I felt really, really good. And now I understand what was the whole idea of that. There are some. So this is the rewired brain. One is ready to receive and understand the import of those mantras. Once you chant the mantras, only then you will be able to understand the power of those mantras. Till then, you will never be understood. You just listening is good, but if you chant yourself, then you listen to yourself also. Then your brain is ready to understand the meaning behind it. Otherwise, if somebody else goes and tells you about the namakam and chamakam, your brain is not wired to accept that. You will never understand. Whatever he says will go off above the head. So that is the beauty of the chanting, allows you to receive and understand the import of those mantras and sutra. So this is very, 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 very important. Must be told to the youngsters in a way that they understand. Today's youngsters ask why. And if we don't have the answer, to be very honest with you, they will be turned off forever. And if you want to protect one generation from getting turned off by these stupid liberals and woke elements in this planet, then we have to do this strongly. And finally, the intertwining in the temple. So this is a low frequency gong, right? Then the medium frequency gong, and then the high frequency gong. You see, these are and these affect the chakras. Remember that depending on the frequency of the chakra, the lowest of the chakra is Muladhara chakra, and then finally, when in the Garbhagraha, you will find a very small bell in the hand of the pujari, and that's a very high pitch. So that is high frequency. Sitting just there in the temple will have all the chakras fired up, and all the chakras have their own respective region in the brain. So that's beautiful.